Hi friends, it's Caitlin and welcome back to the Floating Rock podcast. I hope you're having the most incredible day ever. Hello, welcome back, yay. So if you're anything like me, perhaps, or maybe I'm wrong, I just feel like as it starts to hit the burr months, October, November, December, the holiday season, I guess if you will, I just feel like once national holidays start getting into the mix, like life just gets real busy, and obviously maybe this is my own schedule, but I feel like even like at school, like you're hitting midterms right now, or like, I don't know, things just start to ramp up as we I think when you hit that end quarter, when you hit Q4, when you hit that like end quarter of the year, I feel like life just feels like, oh my God, and we're like sprinting towards whatever finish line that fucking December 31st means, But anyway, I feel like recently I have personally felt some feelings of just like overwhelm is not the right word, but just like real damn busy, real damn distracted. And yesterday I was like, girl. And I noticed, as we know, I'm a big proponent of the app Screen Zen. If you're new here, I actually haven't talked about it in a while, but my favorite screen time saver app, I'm not sponsored, but it's really good, so go download it. Even through that, I still have eras where I'm like, on the phone. And obviously I have blocks on Instagram and TikTok. But then because I'm innovative, I find my way around it. I found my way to YouTube Shorts. I found my way to fucking Snapchat. Like it's just like, girl, like what are you running from? Exactly. That's exactly it. What are you running from, right? And I guess like through the whole phone thing kind of made me realize like, okay, do I need to like step back and like hit a reset? I was just like, whoa. Because I think I'm so prone to / kind of like the go like head down, like just keep running, whatever. But I feel like to me that's a very standout bad habit, is like spending too much time on your phone or like with too many like distractions or content and this and that. So that made me realize yesterday, I was like, I think I do need a reset. And hence I brought up all the busyness and stuff, but chance you needed a reset too. I kind of just went through a few steps last night that I was like, okay, wait, and this worked, yay. I kind of like compiled a step-by-step or things that we already know are good for us to like help us reset. And I just thought I'd like share it here because I was like, wait, fun. And maybe this is your reminder also that you do need that reset. And maybe you've been thinking about having like a mini little reset moment, but like you just have not done it because it's so much easier not to do it. Isn't that funny? It's funny that slowing down sometimes takes more energy than just like going with the pace of life that you've already been doing. So anyway, I present to you your reminder on how to reset. So first of all, you're going to get astronomically rid of your phone. So astronomically rid of your phone. Because I just feel like it does you no good at all. And that's coming from, like, it's not like I'm like, and you have a problem. Like, no, girl, I have a problem. We all have a problem, right? I just feel like even if you're going to go through any of these other steps, maybe with a YouTube video on, or you're going to, maybe to you, like, resting and resetting means finally watching a show or something, like, you can do that all on your computer. I just feel like the phone, there's something about this small screen that you can like hold right up to your face that I just feel like sucks you in. And like, have you ever been like, oh, I'm just gonna like rest for a sec, go on my phone, go for a scroll, go for this, for that? It just puts your body into like fight or flight, and like you never actually get rest out of it. So step one is just to, like, get rid of the phone. Something I used to do in like high school. I'd like put my phone in a drawer, like chuck that shit, get it out of the way. And obviously, maybe have your ringer on if you have people you need to reply to or something, but get rid of your phone. It will do you so much better. Secondly, clean your space. I don't know what everyone's living situation is. So like for me, my like biggest responsibility, obviously, of living in my parents' house is my own fucking room, which granted gets a little cray-cray. Oh my God. But if you have your own apartment, or like if you share a space with like roommates, blah, blah, like obviously what your space is kind of different. But in whatever way or whatever means that you have the time for or the energy for, like, clean your space. Because, like, my room is always a reflection of, like, what's going on up here, even if I don't want to admit it. Like, if you've ever lived with me, there's a few people in this world who listen here. You correlate the times of, like, when I'm the most busy. Like, my room is always a wreck. Because it's just me grabbing things, leaving. Because it's like, if there's one thing I like, it's not being in the house for some damn reason. And because of that, I neglect my room, which is like perhaps symbolic, But anyway, cleaning your space, because then it's like if you clean that outside area, perchance maybe it will subconsciously start to clean the inside. Like after I cleaned my room, I was like, oh my God, thank God we're out of the war. Like, holy hell. It just feels so good. It's actually really funny though, because every time I film for the pod, in both rooms, I guess I filmed like college and this one, it always looks clean. Because obviously I like make my bed or like whatever's right behind the camera, I like fix. And I'm like, wait, you guys must think I'm so neat and tidy. And I love that. Anyway though, clean the space. That made a world of a difference for me. On that note too, because I just brought up the phone right before this, so not to say we're gonna outlaw entertainment of sorts. Like, I just feel like sometimes, especially once again if you're like me, it's really easy to like just like constantly have noise in your ears of podcasts, music, YouTube, like whatever. Like, it's just, if the thoughts are loud, like, you might be one of those people like me. But obviously there are things where I've said it on the pod before, of like making a moment out of what you're doing. So for my room cleaning sesh, I was like, well, I don't really like cleaning my room in silence, like, meh, and it's gonna go so much slower, like, God forbid I'm gonna get distracted. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put on an Ava Jules video, and I did, and it was great. But it was because I feel like I really intentionally did something that I'm not like just constantly playing, you know? So perchance when you do any of these things, like, and you are including entertainment in it, like, just be sure to be like really intentional about it. And I feel like it will make you almost like respect the entertainment for like what it is, and like not come over here and like sit in here and watch it, or like go on your phone after because you're bored, you know what I mean? So yeah, just a thought there. Next is reflect in some way. And I could have just written like journal, but obviously that's not just the only way to reflect. And the reason why I even bring up reflecting in a reset is because you need to reset from something, you know, like, what are you resetting from? And so for me, as I just shared, which is kind of like what I got through just like sitting for a second, honestly, it didn't even take much like deep digging for me to realize, like, wow, I think my biggest need for a reset right now is like me and the phone have gotten into a little kink right now, and I don't like that. And then like I'm like, okay, and like my outside world is a mess, so I'm like, okay, and you've been busy, we need to reset. So I implore you, obviously journal. If you're a journaling girly, hit a journal. Yay, we love it. Additionally though, I think other great ways to like hit a reflection moment are like having a conversation. Have a fucking conversation. If you live with roommates or your parents or whatever, like, just like start a convo. Be like, man, you know, I really like, hit one of those kitchen talks. You know, it doesn't have to be terribly long, but like take a moment to just like speak about life in this current moment. You know, I feel like a lot of times we talk about what's ahead of us, what's behind us, but I'm like, no, right here, right now, let's talk about it. You know, let's reflect on like where you are right now, and obviously what got you here and what you're going to think about doing moving forward, right? And also another way is like a voice note, and you can save it for yourself, just a voice memo, or like if you and your friends are like that, like send a voice note to your friend, and it can just be like you having a revelation, you know? But like some sort of reflection, some sort of like output about like what's happening in the current present moment, I think is like such a great way to like help kickstart like a reset. Malia and I had this saying, I guess, where we called it head in the bucket. And I feel like where you are right before a reset, right before a getting my shit together time, is your head's in the bucket. You're running around, bucket on your head, and you're just like, go, 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 go. And you're just doing life the way that you know how to do it. But it's like, it's once you take it off your head and you look around and you're like, oh my God, that's kind of crazy. Like, so reset is get your head out of that bucket. And you know what? It's probably gonna get in that bucket again, but that's okay. We're doing what we can right now. Ooh. Okay, another, on that note, I guess, of the reflection thing, have a moment with nature. And nature can literally just be the sky. It can be the grass, it can be the sky, it can be the ocean if you live near it, or a lake, God forbid if you live near a lake, a river, hey. Basically yesterday I went to the beach and I just like journaled at the beach at like sunset. Period. Very cutesy, right? But we all have sunsets, you know, we all have different things around us, but we all do have the same sky, which is really cool. I don't know, I just feel like, okay, so I took this acupuncture class yesterday, and they had a brief little moment talking about how something about, I'm butchering the fuck out of this, so like literally take this with the tiniest grain of salt, just something about how like humans are at their best health when they're like in tune with nature, because humans are nature, this and that. So just like some bullshit like that. That's another thing that's easy to forget as well, especially if nature is not a part of your daily routine, which for a lot of us it's kind of not. So definitely a good thing to do if you're in this era of a reset. In the sky, also, it's always there. If you're listening to this and you're like, I'm gonna do my reset and it's already dark, sky's still there, bitch. If it's the morning, sky's still there, you know, even if it's 5 minutes. And I see this also as like a, not a meditation replacement, but like something close to it, because Guys, I have therapy today, and she's gonna ask me if I've started meditating yet, and I'm gonna have to tell her no. We've been talking about this for like almost a year now, but I'm not perfect, girl. So anyway, just like have a moment somewhat with nature, even if it is just the sky. I just feel like, and I don't even have like a great explanation behind this, but there's something just really grounding about that, and that brings you back to feeling small again. It always helps you reflect, and I tried to shut my brain up, I tried to be like, and now we're not gonna think. And it's really interesting when you try to tell yourself, okay, we're quieting the mind, to see what it starts talking about. And I'm like, oh my god, because literally yesterday I was like, I'm gonna quiet the mind, I'm looking at the sunset, and all my brain is yapping back to me is like, could this be a pod episode, could this be a pod episode? I'm like, you're mentally ill, thank you. But yeah, I'm like, okay, great, I just really like that. And not much more explanation behind the whole take a nature moment, but we all know that's good for us. So in whatever way, shape, or form you can do that, I suggest to take just a 5-minute being in tune with nature moment. Ooh, I liked this one as well. Okay, so obviously, once again, we're all in different phases. We need resets from different things. So tend to what your body needs from you. So for me, like I said, I've been head in the bucket, go, 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 and I've been working, girl. Like, I've been going to the gym like a shitload, and going to Muay Thai a shitload. So I'm like, okay, clearly my body needs a rest. And I've also just been like doing things that are making me not get much sleep either, or just staying up late on accident, both of which are true. And so for me, through listening to my body, I was like, okay, she's in desperate need of a rest, of like a stretch. So I like got on my yoga mat, did like a little stretch moment, and set myself up, took a melatonin at like 8:30 p.m. I set myself up for a very restful, rejuvenative period kind of evening, if you will. And I feel like obviously rest is good for everybody, but if you feel like you've been in an era of like not moving is so good. And like if that's actually the other way that you think you should be going, and if it's like, yeah, like I've just been like super busy with like work and I just haven't had time to move, maybe it would actually be more beneficial for you to like go on a run or go to the gym or go to a Pilates class or whatever the fuck you like to do, instead of perhaps doing a yoga flow. Or also too, if you've been actually in like a schlumpier slump, of like a bad bedridden moment, my heart goes out to you. But yeah, maybe movement once again is like that route that you should be taking, and not like more rest, but rest is great. And like for that one, like listening to what your body needs from you, and like set her up for success, because today I do want to go to the gym. So I'm like, well, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to get my good rest so that tomorrow I can be back on my bullshit. But yeah, listen to your body. She knows best. And because we're on floating rock, now that you've reset, now it's time to look forward. And one of my favorite ways, I guess, still to reset, this is actually funny. I was telling Malia, I was like, there's something about resetting that still, like, I'm just really bad at resting, honestly. Like, I'm bad at, like, grabbing a show, sitting down, and just, like, resting. Like, that's just not, I'm not good at doing things that are, like, quote-unquote unproductive. Even though rest is productive, like, that's a bad thing in my brain. But something that motivates me even more to, like, rest and reset is the idea of getting back on the horse. I just love it. And I think it is a part of clearing your mind too, is of like clearing away the brush and then just like seeing that path forward. Oh God, that was a good one. Okay. So now you kind of get to create your new mini goals. I call them mini because I'm assuming this isn't a life-changing reset, unless it is, which I love. But like for me, actually wait. Okay. Verbatim, guys, verbatim. My goals at the end of this reset were to phone less, think less, who would have thought, but for me it's a thing. Be more on top of like my healthy eating, because why not, period. Be my kindest self, that's so fucking cute. Work hard, awesome. Focus, awesome. Have fun, awesome. Lock in at Muay Thai in the gym, we love it. Wake up early, read before bed, and then in all caps she wrote, "You have so much to read." I do have things to read. Journal every day again. Oh, wait, I love her. Yay. Be yourself and more. I can't with her. I literally can't. She's sometimes, okay, this might sound weird, but like sometimes I see myself as like two very different people, especially if I like write and that's like my past version. I'm like, that's so fucking cute. I love that for her. But write your mini goals, because you're hopping back on the horse. Biggest thing for those goals actually is start them right the fuck now. But whatever time it is, right, in your day that you're realizing I'm going to reset today, right? start them today. Whether it's nighttime, I wrote that at like what time? I think I wrote it at like 7 p.m. So from 7 p.m. to me falling asleep, these goals were my new reality. And I think what helps you really kickstart that is like, if you start your progress that night or that day, going into the next day, you're just continuing. Sometimes I feel like it's harder to like start anew right after you wake up, you know, because right after you wake up, you want to go right back into your habits, right? But by starting the habit a little bit before, dare I call it a head start, it's a lot easier and you're going to do it. So yay. And you already started, so like why break your start, right? But guys, my biggest note here actually is not a way to reset. My biggest note is that it's okay that you're resetting again. It's okay that you feel like you're getting your shit together again, because life is fucking cyclical. Life ebbs and flows, and there's just not going to be a time in your life where you have it all together. And mind you, not even that, not even you, all of us. I'm here on a podcast and I'm like telling you guys, like I am constantly going through eras of like, oh, and time to get my shit together, and oh, time to reset. And that's, I think, the biggest thing is everybody is going through their own different kind of cycles in life, and and that's just life in general. Anyway, sorry. Everyone's going through their own cycles in life, and it's okay that you kind of feel like you keep coming back to square one because I don't know if you've ever played Candy Crush before, but the way the map works is you kind of go along this path up, and you keep scrolling up, and because it's a video game, it kind of never ends. And so I would call it like Monopoly, but then you do actually get back to square one. But every time that you kind of make a circle again, you're actually at a further point than where you ever started. You're always going to be a more developed version of yourself. Even if, God forbid, if something really horrible happens, or like that you had a really bad moment there, you still experienced more. You're still a more grown and developed version of yourself who knows more, who's experienced more. And even if she's not as on her shit as like a past version of you, like she still is older, she is wiser. And from that jumping point, you can just go higher and higher. And then you just get to be your best self ever. And we love that. But yeah, that's my biggest note is I think sometimes it can feel kind of annoying when you think, I just need a reset, because you think back to the last time you reset, or the last time that you had a big getting my shit together era. In fact, let me pull out the journal again. I believe the last time I went to go have a big ol' get my shit together was September 21st. September 21st, if I am correct in looking at this. It's not that long ago. But that's okay, because I went through a life cycle. Wait, I wonder if you like journal a lot, if you can like, what if there's like an actual like mathematical amount of time that it takes for you to like fuck your shit up and then get it back together again? Wait, I'm dying to know. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, anyway though, biggest note though is, yeah, it's okay to keep coming back to square one, because square one is always a little bit further than you ever were before. And if you have the motivation to be getting your shit together and having a reset and the self-love to do something like that for yourself, I applaud you. That is so awesome. And taking care of yourself is a very, very noble thing, because you can't take care of others unless you are taking care of yourself. So yeah, I implore you, have a little reset night, have a reset morning, take care of yourself, because that is so important. You can't show up as your best version of yourself to the world unless you are your most taken care of version of yourself. And no one's going to take care of you better than yourself. So yay. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Kisses and love, and follow the pod, rate the pod, subscribe to the pod, all that bullshit. I don't know. But yeah, see you next time. Bye.